Hey guys, this is Dawn Aronoff, and I am actually in my swim shirt and on vacation and ready to go out to the beach. But before I did, I wanted to share with you guys a little bit about my journey with Success School and a couple of defining moments, and include Success School with that as well. And so I got started with Advocare over 6 years ago. In August, I will be celebrating my 7th anniversary, which is rather unreal. And this is what I want you guys to know about Advocare with me, is that I got started because Zahid Buttar had introduced me to the idea of Advocare, and I had never heard of it, and I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how it worked. And if at the time you had asked me, do you want more energy, I would have said no, but I was falling asleep on the sofa every single day. If you had asked me, do you want weight loss, I would have said no. I've had 4 babies. I now have a 17-year-old daughter, a 15-year-old son, a 13-year-old son, and an 10-year-old daughter. And, you know, throughout those 4 pregnancies, I always lost my weight. So I wasn't carrying like 80 extra pounds of 20 pounds from every kid. However, once I got started on the products, I've never been as trim as I am today. And if you had asked me, do you need extra income, I would have said no, because we had found a way every single month, my husband and I, to get by. What we had never found, and what Advocare offered me, was a way to get ahead. And so what really brought me and drew me into Advocare was not the products, because I was very skeptical, and I was like, I'm not your Spark Energy girl, you've got the wrong girl for that. What drew me in was the questions that Zahid Buttar, Z Buttar, was asking me, questions about you know, what's your plan for the future? And basically kind of giving me this glimpse of that I hadn't reached my potential as myself. And so I got started with the products. I ended up dropping 2 sizes, had better energy than I've had in a very, very long time. I quit falling asleep on the sofa, and I've kept those sizes off for 6 years, over 6 years, which is either, you know, phenomenal. I'm 45 years old. And I also teach part-time at a community college, and I have a master's degree. And so what happened is when I got started with Advocare, you know, I tried the products, they did what they said they were going to do. And because I had a lot of great support with Kim and Z Buttar, and because I had great product results, I made the decision to get started with this thing as a business and got straight to the 40% discount like most of you have. And in the process, in the first month, I was able to earn $2,000, and I out-earned myself in the classroom with a master's degree. And I love what I do. I love teaching. I love the opportunity to impact so many lives. But I simply wasn't able to impact the financial bottom line of my family. And Advocare gave me that opportunity. And I will tell you, one of the very first things Z said to me is, get to Success School. And Success School at that time was a regional event. It's kind of like more like a spring breakthrough, but even smaller than that, because Advocare was at a different time, and it was in Iowa. And I went up and I saw Joe and Gloria had a check. And I want you to know that I drove up to Iowa with my family, and they spent the day like at a science center or something. And I went into this auditorium by myself. I didn't know a soul. Kim and Z were at some event in Atlanta, and I went to Iowa by myself. And I sat there in the dark, and I heard the stories. And Joe had a check. I can remember this pretty clearly, because I'd never met anybody or seen anybody like him. He was wearing this long, dark, you know, black leather jacket, and he was delivering a very strong message from the stage. And of course, at the time, I really didn't know who he was, and I didn't know the impact that he had had on so many lives, but I know that he had an impact on me. And I remember sitting in the dark, and I was crying. And I wasn't crying out of sadness or grief or anything like that. I was crying because I think I caught a glimpse of what freedom might look like for me, and that I hadn't reached my potential. And so fast forwarding, what happened is, you know, I went through my journey in Advocare, and I hit the silver pin, and I stalled out there. I stayed at silver for over 3.5 years. And what changed me from going from silver and advancing within probably about 2 years up to the gold level was setting goals. And again, that was from another leader. That was from a conversation I had with a Crossline leader who I have tons of respect for, and that is Jesse Reynolds. So I started setting goals, and I started setting bars. And as I did that, then my business began to grow. And I will tell you, all along the way, I have always gone to Success School, because the one thing that I value more in Advocare, yes, I love the paycheck, and I'm looking to grow that thing, but the one thing that I value more than the products, more than the paycheck, the thing that I value most in Advocare is the people, and the opportunity to form these friendships and form these relationships and deepen those relationships, because I have never met, you know, in any walk of life, people of this quality and people of this integrity and people of this character. And the one thing that drives me in Advocare, probably even more than the paycheck, is the opportunity to grow myself and grow into, you know, I'm not going to say I want to become any of these people, but they can serve as role models to me, and I can become a better version of myself by being around these people. And so, you know, in the last The last 2 years I've been able to advance from silver to gold to 3-star gold to ruby, to build a team, and it is all because of a vision that I saw for myself at my very first Success School. And I will never miss a Success School, and I cannot wait to see you guys in a couple of weeks.